A Delhi court has framed corruption, conspiracy and cheating charges against Lalu Prasad Yadav, his wife Rabri Devi and his son Tejasvi Yadav today in the IRCTC hotel scam case. Now, if that sounds a little obscure to you, don't worry. It is only the latest entry in a list of corruption cases that have defined Lalu Prasad's political legacy for decades now. Yet, even as he appeared in court sitting in a wheelchair, the truth is that Lalu remains Bihar's most recognizable face on the national stage. When most Indians think of Bihar, they still think of Lalu. Not Nitish Kumar, despite his long years in power, not Tejasvi, the high-profile inheritor, not Jaiprakash Narayan to the older generations, but Lalu, the rustic king of Patna, whose brand of politics continues to cast a long shadow over the state's destiny. Now, the IRCTC scam in the headlines today is just one in a litany of cases that have followed Lalu since the 1990s. From the fodder scam that first brought Lalu down to allegations of land for jobs during his time as railway minister, each time the accusations have been eerily similar. Public office used to enrich family, friends and party loyalists. Cows were bought on paper. Land was transferred in exchange for government jobs. Contracts were routed through cronies. A system of enrichment so audacious it became almost folklore. And yet, through it all, Lalu managed to build something that few Indian politicians have. A personality cult that survived the proof of corruption itself. Because long before he became the symbol of misgovernance, Lalu Prasad Yadav was actually the symbol of rebellion, and many generations now may not even remember that. When he rose to power in the late 1980s and early 90s, Bihar was dominated by the upper castes. Lalu's arrival was an earthquake. The son of a poor cowherd from Fulwaria village, he became chief minister at just 43 years, and for millions of backward caste voters, it felt like the arrival of long-delayed social justice. He turned his rustic accent and simple manner into political theatre. Journalists from Delhi came back with stories of Lalu cracking jokes about buffaloes and ministers, and of his infectious laugh echoing through one Anne Marg. He played the role of the shrewd simpleton perfectly, a man who pretended not to understand the game while actually mastering it completely from the inside. Now that performance, that character remains Lalu's greatest political invention. Even today, in the eyes of many, he's not the corrupt politician who hollowed out Bihar's institutions, but the lovable rogue who spoke truth to power and embarrassed the English-speaking elite. For an older generation of Biharis, Lalu remains nostalgia personified. For a younger generation that has fled the state of Bihar, seeking opportunities elsewhere, he remains the man who froze a once beautiful state in time. The irony is that even as Bihar crumbled under Lalu's reign, his family has obviously flourished. Rabri Devi, a political novice, was installed as chief minister when Lalu had to resign over the fodder scam. Today, Tejasvi Yadav carries his father's political torch and has himself been charged with corruption. It is a dynasty that grew in the shadow of illegality, yet continues to command the loyalty of millions. And that is what makes today's development both unsurprising and symbolic just before the Bihar election. 3 generations of one family charged in yet another corruption case, yet their political capital remains intact. Rahul Gandhi, who has spent years trying to define himself as a new kind of politician, is regularly seen embracing Lalu, calling him a guide, a mentor, even a father figure. This is the same Lalu who presided over Bihar's collapse, the same man convicted in the fodder scam, now facing trial once again. But in the arithmetic of the opposition, morality takes a backseat to the mathematics of survival. So tonight, as Lalu Prasad Yadav faces yet another courtroom reckoning, the story remains unchanged. The cases mount, the trials drag, the evidence piles up, yet Lalu Prasad Yadav endures. In his wheelchair, surrounded by his family, he remains the man who could bend the law to his advantage, the man who turned every accusation into an election speech. And perhaps that is Lalu's true legacy, a reminder that in Indian politics, charisma can outlast conviction, and corruption can wear the mask of charm.